Put your hand on your stomach right now and think about this. For 8 to 10 hours while you sleep, your body gets nothing. No food, no fuel, the longest stretch of the entire day running on empty. That's exactly why what lands in your stomach right before you turn off the lights matters more than you'd think. Once you cross 50, every meal starts carrying a little more weight, especially the evening one, because it has to carry you through the whole night. Done right, a smart evening habit can help you feel satisfied longer, hand your body real protein and healthy fat to work with, and make those nighttime hours more comfortable. So today, we're covering the best foods for that window, a few simple recipes, some gentle movements before bed, and small habits you can fold into your evening. Here's the part almost nobody mentions. A single spoonful of peanut butter eaten right before bed. Not with dinner, not the next morning, right before you lie down. But remember the rule that makes this work. 1 teaspoon, never more, and never paired with sugar or caffeine before sleep. We'll get to why in a moment. But first, let's talk about why this even works. If you're past 50, ask yourself, do you wake at night and struggle to fall back asleep? Do you sometimes go to bed hungry? Do you wake up tired even after a full night's rest? If that sounds familiar, stay with us. Here's something most people never connect. Muscle loss accelerates after 50, and nighttime is exactly when your body does its repair work on that muscle. But that's only half the picture. Nighttime isn't a pause button. It's when blood sugar gets regulated and hormones get produced, quietly, while you sleep. If you climb into bed hungry, your body simply doesn't have the raw materials to do that job properly. This is where peanut butter earns its place. It brings protein, healthy fat, and magnesium. And a lot of adults fall short on magnesium without realizing it, which is one reason foods containing it naturally tend to show up in a balanced diet. Here's a detail that rarely gets mentioned. Not everything you could eat before bed is equally useful. Foods built around fast-digesting carbohydrates, white bread, sweet snack bars, pastries, tend to send blood sugar on a roller coaster. And it's often that swing that jolts people awake at night. Peanut butter combining protein with healthy fat generally digests at a slower, steadier pace than those fast-burning carbs. Rule number 1, if you flip the jar over and the ingredient list reads like a chemistry set, put it back. This isn't a miracle food. It's a simple, useful combination your body can put to work while you sleep. Now, a mistake most people don't realize they're making. Eating peanut butter the wrong way at night, a heaping spoonful straight from the jar in front of the TV, a version loaded with sugar and palm oil, or a jelly sandwich at 11 at night. That's not a light snack anymore, that's a full meal, and it can work against you falling asleep. Notice the nuance. The problem was never peanut butter itself, its timing and its amount. So how do you choose the right jar? Flip it over. If the ingredients are just peanuts and a touch of salt, that's a good choice. If sugar or syrup shows up first, walk away. Now the exact method. Step 1, 1 teaspoon, roughly 5 to 6 grams. Small, but enough to hand your body steady fuel without overwhelming digestion. Step 2, eat it 30 to 40 minutes before you lie down, giving digestion room to settle. Step 3, eat it plain or paired with a small food it works well with. Step 4, wash it down with water, not coffee, not caffeinated tea. And here's where it gets interesting. Some sleep research points to steadier overnight blood sugar being linked with fewer awakenings and deeper stages of sleep. Put simply, calmer blood sugar tends to mean calmer sleep. Now, 3 mistakes that can quietly cancel out that benefit. Mistake 1, too large a portion. Several spoonfuls straight from the jar turns a light addition into a heavy meal. Mistake 2, peanut butter loaded with sugar. If sugar sits among the first 3 ingredients, you're eating dessert with extra steps, not a protein source. Mistake 3, pairing it with caffeine or something sweet, cookies and peanut butter with sweet tea before bed, is a different animal entirely. Timing carries just as much weight as portion size. Even the right amount, eaten the moment you climb into bed, can interfere with sleep because your body is still busy digesting. 30 to 40 minutes is a reasonable window. Here's something that trips people up. Many assume any food before bed automatically becomes stored fat. In reality, it's more nuanced. For most people, what you eat across the entire day matters far more than 1 small teaspoon in the evening. A small portion of protein and healthy fat is nothing like a heavy late dinner or a sugary dessert in front of the TV. If a habit like this fits naturally into your evening, it can be a perfectly reasonable part of the routine for many people. Then there's the opposite trap, assuming if a little protein helps, more must help even more. That logic doesn't hold up before bed. Your body doesn't need a heavy load sitting in its digestive system overnight. What matters is a moderate portion, enough to leave you satisfied without discomfort. And muscle repair keeps happening all night long, quietly, whether you notice it or not. Finally, don't expect 1 teaspoon to single-handedly transform your sleep. Think of it as one piece of a bigger picture, alongside a consistent sleep schedule, a calm evening environment, and a balanced diet. How much it helps will always vary. If you want something light and naturally sweet, try a thin layer of peanut butter over banana slices with a pinch of cinnamon. Craving something creamier? Stir a small spoonful into Greek yogurt and top with chopped walnuts. On cooler nights, stir a teaspoon into warm oatmeal with a scattering of pumpkin seeds. The warmth lets it melt in evenly. The seeds add texture. Those walnuts and pumpkin seeds aren't just for crunch. They carry their own healthy fats and magnesium, which can complement what the peanut butter is already doing. So what happens if you stick with this for 30 days? This isn't a promise, and everybody responds differently, but here's what some people report. Week 1 is about adjusting to the habit, a small spoonful roughly half an hour before bed. Week 2 is about noticing nighttime hunger and whether you're waking up as often. Week 3 is about noticing whether it's becoming easier to stick with your evening routine. Week 4 is about deciding, honestly, whether this habit belongs in your life. Now, who should be more cautious here? If you have a peanut or nut allergy, this isn't for you, full stop. If you live with chronic kidney disease, discuss evening protein intake with your doctor first. If you have diabetes, talk to your doctor about whether this fits your plan and in what amount. And if you're on medication or under a doctor's care regarding your diet, check with your physician before adding this in. None of this means peanut butter is risky for most people. It simply means everyone's right amount is personal, and your own doctor understands your situation far better than any video ever could. Pair this with 3 simple movements before bed. 10 slow heel raises to wake the calf muscles, 10 slow ankle circles for mobility, and 5 slow deep breaths to help your body shift into a calmer state. All together under 2 minutes, easing you from the pace of the day into genuine rest. Quick summary. What to have on hand: peanut butter with no added sugar, a banana, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds. What to do: 30 to 40 minutes before bed, have 1 teaspoon of peanut butter. How much? 1 teaspoon, never more. Mistakes to avoid: oversized portions, added sugar, pairing with caffeine or sweets, and eating too close to lights out. Sometimes, real change doesn't come from an expensive supplement or a complicated program. More often, it starts with one small, repeatable habit. Maybe tonight is exactly where that starts for you. If this kind of practical health information is useful, consider following along for more. And if you've got a simple evening habit that's worked for you over the years, share it in the comments. And as always, talk with your own doctor before changing anything about your diet, supplements, or evening routine.